This day, June 26th, would have marked the 57th anniversary of Mom and Dad. So what do I have planned for you? Well, ideally, it would be a story of how Mom and Dad met. But here's what I really want to happen, is to have Mom tell that story. And maybe she'll do it, maybe she won't. But if I tell the story, I'm probably going to get a few things inaccurate. So it is my plan to have that story told next year. It'll involve a story of Mom deciding to pack up and head out on adventures and a blind date. But I have something else in store for you. June 26th was also an anniversary of when the movie Full Metal Jacket came out. Now, what does that have to do with any of this? So let me set this up. Back in the 80s, this was about the 20-year mark of the siege of Khe Sanh and the bloodiest part of the Vietnam War. So there was a lot of to-do and a lot of talk about the Vietnam War at that time. Movies were coming out. Media was talking to Vietnam vets. They were being interviewed and to talk about their time. And I said to Dad, you should absolutely be part of that. And he wanted nothing to do with it. I mean, negative nothing, negative zero. So that's why this particular movie is so important in this story. And to present the story of Full Metal Jacket, I've known him since we were kids. Here's my lifelong friend, Bob.
Oh, the story. The story. You mean the story.
Yeah.
So, yes, the Full Metal Jacket story. That was a good story. Yeah. So, for those of you that did know Bill, you'll understand this a little better. But for those of you that didn't, well, then pay attention. So, Kevin and I, of course, we used to hang out at the house a lot, and we'd be watching movies. And so one time we're watching this movie, and his old man walks in. Bill walks in. And it's like, oh, shit, we turn the TV off. So, of course, he walks in and he's like, oh, you guys watching porn again? We're like, we don't do that. And he goes, come on. We were actually watching Full Metal Jacket. And the reason I said, if you know Bill, he just hated to talk about anything to do with being in the military, being at war. He hated all war movies. But this one, he was like, oh, I heard that's a pretty good movie. I want to see that sometime. And Kevin was like, well, we just started watching it. We're 20 minutes into it. Do you want to watch it? And he's like, no, I'll watch it. No, I'll rewind it, Dad. So it was kind of a weird kind of father-son moment too, because this was like the first time Kevin had kind of really hung out with his dad and watched anything about the war and was going to get the real experience about somebody who was there. So we rewind it and we start watching it. And I'd say we were, 45 seconds into the movie with the first time that Bill started laughing. And we're sitting there like, what's going on? This is a real movie. This is like about the war, what really happened, and this guy's laughing, and he was there. And then we'll watch it a little more, and he starts laughing again.
I just want to take a moment and pause here, put things into perspective, because I put Bob on the spot. I said, Bob, can you tell this story about Full Metal Jacket that day a long time ago?
Oh, okay, go. All right, it's just not gonna be a setup, it's just gonna be go.
So what he's really referring to is the first half of the movie. See, there's two parts. There's the first part, which is the boot camp, or what's officially known as Marine Corps recruit training. And that would be the part that Dad was chuckling and laughing and, just going, yeah, that's really accurate. Then there's the second part where there's the actual war part. And after Bob's story here continues,
so we're sitting there watching this movie thinking this is going to be mortified. His father hates talking about anything to do with the war, and he's watching one of the most gruesome, at least advertised-wise, war movies ever. And he's laughing through the whole damn thing. And at the end, he was like, yeah, I remember all that shit. That was funny. That was great. So that was our Full Metal Jacket story. But hey, it was still pretty cool. And it was probably, I don't know about for Kevin, but it was one of the coolest times I ever had with his dad, because it was just like a real moment, something that I'll never forget, and I'm sure he was glad we were there too. So